In our strategy, we operate inside a five-phase cycle. We do not predict headlines. We track signals and sequence risk as probabilities shift. Manufacturing right now is giving us an early structural signal. On the surface, supply chains look stable, but underneath that surface, capital strain may be building, and that is where credit risk usually starts. We are reviewing an interview with Patty Gander, a longtime manufacturing operator and consultant. She works directly inside factories. This is ground-level evidence, not theory. The central claim is simple. Supply chains are better than during the pandemic, but they are not structurally repaired. Small and mid-sized manufacturers remain strained. Large firms were able to pre-buy inventory ahead of tariff changes. Smaller firms often could not. That difference matters more than it sounds. About 3/4 of the manufacturing base is small to mid-size. That is the foundation layer of the supply chain. Now add higher financing costs. Automation requires capital. Capital is expensive. When capital is expensive, upgrades slow. Old equipment stays in place longer. Productivity growth flattens. This is not just an industrial story. It is a credit transmission story. And credit is what moves phases. Here is the mechanism. Input costs rise. Margins compress. Capital spending gets deferred. Lead times stretch. Markets can ignore this for a while. Large-cap companies have strong balance sheets. Indices can stay stable even if the base layer weakens. But stress often starts in the middle tier, not in the headline names. That is how Phase 2 pressure builds toward Phase 3 risk. In our strategy, this does not confirm breakdown, but it raises sensitivity to credit spreads, to funding markets, and to yield direction. If this way of breaking signals down helps you see the cycle more clearly, consider subscribing. The goal here is not noise or prediction. It is building a framework that lets you interpret risk calmly when volatility rises. What changes for us is simple. We increase monitoring of small business credit conditions. We remain disciplined with risk participation. What does not change is just as important. We do not predict a crash. We do not abandon participation without confirmation. Quick reminder, this is educational analysis, not financial advice. Always do your own research. We wait for confirmation. Credit spreads widening, funding stress emerging, yields stalling or rolling over. We do not need to be early. We just cannot afford to be late.